It's go time.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you happen to be, and welcome to the Two Crazy Guys, One Crazy World podcast. Actually, I left out crypto then, but that doesn't really the podcast brought to you by you two crazy guys, one a baby boomer and one a Gen X. The generations, yet both crazy enough to want to bring you your daily updates on the crypto markets as well as the crypto news of the day. So sit back and relax with Stacy and Chris. That's us. Your challenge is to work out which is the boomer and which is the X. Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good mate, good. Yeah, so
I almost got it right.
look, it doesn't matter.
I was like, this close, dude, that close.
And once you get it right, then we'll change it.
Yeah, I know. I have no doubt in the world, ladies and gentlemen, he's actually serious. He will change it. That's what he does. He goes, yeah, well, you know, what if we're cutting out those people with red hair and they've only got like 6 freckles instead of 6 million, and they live in the other side of town.
Well, they're people too.
I know. But if you can find someone with only 6 freckles, right? That's the challenge for today.
But look, good. Look, all we really want to do is try and help raise awareness on cryptos, and so people can make better informed decisions.
They can make better informed decisions. Like one of your better informed decisions, ladies and gentlemen, is subscribing to our podcast. You'll never regret it. It's not going to cost you much. That's a great idea. If anything at all, we get to decide that part. And you can have some fun. At least, like, you trust us, you won't go to sleep. Well, you might, but then if you did, well, what the hell, you're still listening.
Dear. Yeah, so how are you feeling today, mate?
I'm not too bad today. It's a bit of a grey old day out there today. Raining, just light drizzle. I don't think we're going to get anything substantial out of it. It's just going to be enough to annoy people and dirty their cars. Apart from that, it's just a normal Canberra day, mate.
Well, we'd be happy with that. We're getting pretty dry up here.
Well, yeah, it's nice. Whatever we get is a bonus, but we really need some decent rain down here as well. It's just, we're heading into our fire season. It's coming up. They'll probably start again at the end of this month. I think they're going to kick it off a month early. And at the way things are going, it could be a pretty bad season because we just haven't had any rain.
Yeah, no, definitely a bit the same around here, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Well, looking a bit grey today, so we might see some. You never know.
I've still got a jumper on. I've still got a tracky top on, so it's not exactly warm out there.
No. Oh, you'll like this shirt.
What's it say? 6-pack coming soon. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is he's trying to cut back. He's going to stop having a keg and just take the 6-packs.
That's right. Yeah. Which is pretty funny considering I don't drink beer, but anyway.
Yeah, that's very true too. Ladies and gents, do you like his new background? It's pretty flashy.
It's pretty cool.
And of course, Bitcoin's right there at the forefront, along with
lean over this way.
Yeah. Monero's there.
Ripple.
There. Oh, Ripple. You've got Ripple.
Ripple's at the back.
Yes, I know.
Litecoin's behind my head.
Hey? Ripple is actually the most prominent one there that you can see all of its logo stays.
I'll fix that.
How to make Stacy stretch in one easy lesson.
On that note, we should probably look at what's happening in the space.
Put the markets up. Go on, get with the program, yeah.
We got a program?
Well, no, not really, but you can at least tell us what the market's sitting at.
Have we really got a program? So
we have one.
What's happening? So look, we're up about 1.3 total market cap in the 24 hours. So we're sitting at about 268. But interestingly enough, we had a big pump last night, and then it sort of come back down. So at the moment, looking at our top 10, Bitcoin's sitting at $10,252 up just 1.4%.
Ethereum's in the time you took to say that, it went to 10,259, right?
Yeah, I know. I was going to let that slide and just keep on going because otherwise we'll be on this never-ending loop.
Yeah, because I've just refreshed my screen, ladies and gents, which is exactly the same screen he's got up, and mine says 10,263.
Mine's only saying 10,259. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Ethereum 186 up 0.8%. XRP's down a bit to 26 cents. Bitcoin Cash up 1.7 to 307, and Litecoin sitting at 73, just up 2.8%. Binance Coins 25.80 and basically level. EOS is sitting at $3.55, up 1.5%. Jumping over Tether to Bitcoin SV, we've got $129 there, down 1.3. And Cardano at number 10 is 50 cents and up 2.9%.
And you see Monero's jumped over the top of Stellar.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, those two are fighting it out to try and challenge Cardano for the 10th spot.
That's right.
So lots happening there. And as I said, we'll have a look at Bitcoin. Have a look at this for last night. So look at, in fact, it happened just very soon after we got off our podcast yesterday. It just, because I was watching the charts as I do, and then all of a sudden it just exploded. It jumped up, and it just went. So it got up to 10,600.
Wow! And
it just skyrocketed from I think we actually were under 10 at one stage, and 9.9. So it was down at 9.9 there. And went from 9.9 up to 10.6 and has just settled back down. As you can see, it's calming back down slowly. So very interesting move yesterday.
Calming the fun.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Like, I was watching the news and I couldn't really find a reason for it. Not that Bitcoin needs a reason, mind you. It just, these things happen. But it still looks like it's consolidating above that 10,000 mark. Certainly got the feeling that it's just that spring is calling in and it's getting ready to explode. And I think yesterday morning was sort of that start of that, and didn't really get enough momentum to keep going. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So, well, look, in other news, I thought we'd have a bit of a look at gold for a change, because Bitcoin's often referred to as digital gold, and as you know, we've talked a lot about global economic uncertainty and a lot of the issues in the macroeconomic sense. And when there is uncertainty in the financial markets, gold is generally where people go as that safe haven, and it's a good. It's also a good indicator, and I've seen some charts that actually show some correlation between gold and Bitcoin. And though, as we know, and as we've shown here on the podcast in a number of articles, the precious metals market has been manipulated by some of the big banks. And so I think there's a combination of factors that is potentially going to let gold and silver really run hard in over the next couple of years, especially as the financial side of the financial markets aren't looking real good. And here's another article just in relation to that over in India, there's a lot of turmoil happening over there at the moment as well. And so they're expecting that the gold volumes and everything will actually explode over there due to banking credit crisis that's happening over there. So these stories, they just keep coming out every day. There's something happening around the world in the financial markets, and the prices of gold. In fact, I've got a gold price here. Here's the chart. So this is in Australian dollars, and so we busted through our $2,000 Australian high. I think a couple of months ago now, but it's just kept going. So we're now sitting at $2,252 for gold in Australia. Silver, what are we sitting at for silver at the moment? We're sitting at chart's wrong one. 1764. Yeah, so it's. Silver's
2602.
2602. There you go. So look, it's just continuing to climb up, shall we say? And it's going to be very interesting. And when you look at, I haven't got the chart up, but there's another comparison they often do between gold and silver, which is the gold-silver ratio. And
where do you even buy gold and silver?
Well, I actually use. It's funny you should ask that. So there's here in Australia, I use one called ABC Bullion.
Yeah.
and they are based in Sydney, and this is these guys here. And from the research I've done, been quite happy with these guys. In fact, I actually use these guys for our self-managed super fund, and so we can create an account for the super fund and invest the super fund in gold and in precious metals, as well as your own thing. So yeah, I can recommend ABC Bullion. They're for Australian customers. They have been quite happy with their service and what they've offered. The other one that I'll show you in terms of gold, and this one's pretty cool. This one's called goldmoney.com. Mm-hmm. Now, this one will not only enable you to invest in gold and silver and that sort of things, but these guys also will provide you with a debit card where you can actually purchase things against your gold and silver holdings.
Yeah, that could become a slippery slope.
In what way?
If you're buying things against it, you're withdrawing from your holdings.
And, absolutely.
It could be, and for someone who's not being diligent, and this is not saying anything bad about anyone, but for someone who's not being diligent and watching it, it could become very easy money in much the same way of the MasterCard or a Visa, because it won't feel real. They're not going to get the bank balance running down.
Yeah, okay.
It'll feel like, oh, this is free money. And then they'll look at their investment and say, but I put $10,000 into that gold. How come I've only got 5?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. Look, I get that. Yeah, no, it's fine. For those that...
My view on those things is that those sorts of investments, it should be a little bit harder to withdraw cash from, i.e. you actually have to go in and make an informed decision that you're selling that much money and then get your money out.
Okay. And I get that coming from the perspective of someone who's very good at spending money. I understand that very well.
What are you saying, Mr. Bosley? Yes, I'm very good. But, I learned from the best.
I have no idea who you're talking about. But look, I thought it was a pretty cool idea, to be honest. And the other thing they do have, and I was actually watching an interview. The Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan does those interviews on YouTube and that. He interviewed Peter Schiff, and we've spoken about Peter Schiff a few times, who's obviously a major gold bug. He sells gold, of course, but he was talking about this company, and he's actually got a real gold MasterCard. Like it's made out of real gold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, don't lose your wallet, dude.
I know. And Joe Rogan, it blew him away because he held it and he couldn't get over the weight of it, right? Because we're used to the old plastic cards, which is nothing. And he's picking up this thing and his mind blows. He said, He said, you should feel this. This is so heavy, you can't believe it. And he's tapping things with it. It's really quite funny. But yeah, look, I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and because the concept is at the moment with negative interest rates coming in around the world, and let's face it, you put money in the bank and you're not going to get any interest out of it. Very soon, you're actually going to lose money for putting money in your bank, and then there's the risk that the banks could actually close on you, right? So what he was suggesting is that rather than putting cash in the bank, put it into gold or silver, it'll hold its value, but you can still actually spend it.
Yeah.
So, and I thought from that perspective, it makes sense. I go along with that. So, and look, the arguments about gold versus Bitcoin, why does it have to be one or the other? Why not have both?
Yeah, that's very true.
I've invested in both, and
I know I think you should, like people, diversify and invest in both.
Yeah, absolutely.
People who don't mind the volatility, i.e. if they're after making a quick buck or they don't care if they lose a quick buck, whatever it happens to be, then right now cryptocurrency is the most volatile market in the world.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
The share market's pretty volatile right now, but it seems to be going one way. Down.
Yeah.
Whereas gold, whilst it's still going up at a price of $1,500 and $76 US or 2,200 Australian, whatever that happens to be. Right? 1526. How was that from memory? Right?
Yeah, it was very good, mate. 1526 for US.
Then if you're after a quick gain, or you're after steady profits, something like gold is where to go if you've got a fair whack of money. I mean, face it, someone who buys 1 ounce at 1,500, it goes up 10% over a year, they've made $150, right? In US dollars. But if they're throwing a lot of money in there, like 10,000, they've made $1,500. Whereas that same 10,000 into Bitcoin in a year, where's Bitcoin going to be in a year?
Who knows? That's the $1 million question, right?
That's right. No one knows. It could be back at $1,000, or it could be sitting at $20,000 or $30,000.
Oh, if you listen to John McAfee, it's going to be $1 million by the end of 2020.
That's exactly right. And so you never know. So I think absolutely, my point of this is, don't just leave your money in the bank. Find what you're comfortable with. Some people are still comfortable in the share market, so let them find the share market. Go for it, but diversify it across.
And I would just say about the share market, we've had a 10-year bull run on the share market, and everything moves in cycles, and it can't keep going up.
Yeah, but do you know why? We've had a 10-year bull run, but in that time, the bears have been hibernating. And what happens when a bear wakes up?
It's hungry and it attacks hard.
It's hungry and it eats all the bulls, because there's bulls out there everywhere. And it says, wow, look at this. It's a smorgasbord. Right?
Yeah.
What happens? The bulls slowly dwindle.
Yeah, it's not going to be real slow, I think, this time.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, not based on the last week alone. The crashes that have been
lots of things coming. Lots of things coming. We'll see. Is another just talk about Bitcoin. So yesterday, this guy, girl, I don't know who they are actually, at Rhythm Trader on Twitter. Yesterday we looked at some number of times that Bitcoin has been called dead, which was really cool. And today he's brought out media's take on Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin was $13, Wired called it expired. At $131, Slate said it was fool's gold. CNN said it was just wrong at $333. WAPO at $182, labelled it a Ponzi scheme. Biz Insider called it a joke at $433. Ash Heap, USA Today at $208. New York Times, disappointment at $208. Bloomberg spells doom at $532. And Routers gave it an early obituary at $821.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair call. How do you feel, Don?
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty funny. So this is one that you and I were talking about just prior to.
Talking about this before, like Hal Finney, who received the first ever Bitcoin transaction straight from Satoshi, that put a thing there. He had a thought way back in those days. What if Bitcoin became the currency of choice, like the world currency, rather than fiat country, something like Bitcoin? And if it was Bitcoin, based on the fact there's only 21 million of them, and right now it is Bitcoin that's becoming the number one currency around the place, and the number one traded currency anyway, that it would put an estimated value on each Bitcoin, once that occurred, of around $10 million.
Yeah, wow.
Can you imagine someone like Boomer from Boomerang Capital, who are our friends, and no, this is not a paid ad,
no.
his first bag of Bitcoin at $1?
Yes.
What he'd say to that?
Oh, yeah. Mind boggles.
Lock that bag up.
Yeah, look, you got to admire the foresight of someone like Hal Finney, right? When they were mining this stuff for pennies in the dollar, right?
Yeah.
And to have the foresight to look forward to think, this could happen, and to run that calculation. I mean, the mind boggles, right? I mean, it's just amazing stuff.
Mate, what is still my favourite story out of all of the Bitcoin stuff is that guy who back in 2009 had the $25, and he was trying to decide, because someone had told him to buy some of these Bitcoins just for fun, to buy that or a pizza. You remember that one?
Well, he actually used he used Bitcoin to buy the pizzas.
Yeah, but he bought the $25 worth of Bitcoin, and then he just sat on it. I mean, it's $25. Who cares, right? He sold a lot of his stake, if not all of his stake, at the height of the boom in 2017. For his $25 was $775 million. US dollars.
That must be a different guy that
Tell
I'm
me
thinking of.
anywhere else that can give you that sort of return.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. And look,
Anyway,
one of the key
down
things
the bottom
that
of this article, hit down the bottom of this article.
yeah, so we're just talking about the scarcity element of Bitcoin, and this is something that in the conversations I've had with a lot of people just don't really grasp initially with Bitcoin. Is the fact that there is only ever going to be 21 million, and that's not going to happen until I think the year 2140.
Yeah.
Right. So
I thought it was 2040.
no, I think it's 2140 was when the last Bitcoin's supposed to be mined. So we've got a little bit of time between now and then, you know. But I love CZ's and CZ's the owner of Binance Exchange. And he said, if you own one Bitcoin, you are mathematically guaranteed to be the top 1,000th richest in the world in obviously Bitcoin terms, right? Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, but I like that last sentence in that paragraph next to your mouse. If Bitcoin becomes the currency for the world, it would shake up every financial system and allow for people everywhere to take back a bit of economic freedom in their lives.
So true.
This is exactly what we've been talking about.
Absolutely, so true.
Over the last, this is our episode 52, ladies and gentlemen, in case anyone hasn't been keeping tabs, because I did say that at the beginning. But over the last 52 episodes, we've talked about how the traditional finance markets and the banks keep your money. You don't get much back. You get charged exorbitant fees and everything else. Imagine if you could actually get into this, and you could reverse that, where you controlled your money because it's no longer centralized. It's not owned by Westpac, Combank, NAB, or anyone else.
Be your own bank.
Be your own bank. They can't tell you that, sorry, what do you mean you want $20,000 in cash? That'll take us 2 or 3 days to get together.
And they're going to put you through the third degree. What are you going to spend it on?
Why do you want it? And if
it's my money.
And if the government gets its way here in Australia with the latest laws going through, because of the money laundering laws, you can't buy anything for more than $10,000 cash. You have to have a bank check.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's a really great statement.
It is, absolutely. And it's definitely on the ethos of what Bitcoin was created for in the first place. So,
Yes.
Okay, all right. Moving right along. This is one you brought up.
I like this one. This one, because I like puppy dogs. Stacy likes puppy dogs.
Yeah, we got a couple.
That actually looks like one of his puppy dogs.
Looks a bit like Charlie. Yes, it does.
It looks like Charlie. All right. This is just an app, Lollli, an app that provides Bitcoin rewards to users when they shop with partner stores, has teamed up with major American pet retailer Petco. Now, the reason I like it is not for what they're doing or whatever, but it just goes to show another way that cryptocurrency is becoming the norm. Its validity is growing all the time because now we have a major retailer in America who are offering Bitcoin rewards to people.
Yeah,
come shop with us and you're going to get this. And the minimum they're ever going to get is a Satoshi. Right? So if you think that's a sausage, you're close. Right? I think it's just great.
A Satoshi, for those that are uninitiated, it is 0.00000001 of a Bitcoin.
Yeah. And Lollli has announced, like they're already up with Safeway in America, which is an American grocery chain, and that they would offer 3.5% back in Bitcoin on your total purchase. So if you spend $100, you're going to get $3.50 back in Bitcoin. Why would you take it?
Pretty cool. So the tentacles continue to spread, my friend. It's awesome.
Absolutely. It's going to be easier to use than Qantas frequent flyer points.
Yeah, well, anything's easier to use than Qantas frequent flyer points. And just another example of it continuing to spread. NEC is partnering, and a bunch of other people are creating a blockchain identity system. Now, this isn't specifically around a cryptocurrency yet, right? Because it's still not exactly clear what solution they're going to use. But when companies, the likes of NEC, obviously a major tech company in the world, looking at a blockchain identity system, of which there already are a couple in existence. So this sort of thing, again, as I said, the tentacles continue to spread. The proof of the technology is sufficient such that the big players are really starting to get on board. And there are some absolutely brilliant use cases for blockchain technology, and definitely identity is one of them. There's no doubt about that. But as I said, there are a couple of others in existence already that I like to follow. And this is an example of is another big company making the move into that space. And another one is Brave. Now, if you haven't realised, I'm actually using the Brave browser, and if you aren't using a Brave browser, I would highly recommend you check out the Brave browser. It is
really good browser.
Say that again.
It's a really good browser. It blocks all the shit.
It does. Actually, in fact, if I open up a new tab, I don't know if it'll actually show. Yeah, there you go.
It'll show.
So to give you an idea, just in the time that I've been using this browser, it has blocked 73,282 ads and trackers. Right? It's upgraded 722 sites to be secure, and it saved me approximately 1 hour of browsing time. So, and that's
time it saved is just clicking to close the damned ads.
Yeah, well, it calculates the time it saved in uploading, in showing the screens, right? But that's just for this profile. Like I run this browser, I run multiple profiles on the browser, so that's just what it's done on that profile. So it actually is more than that. So now the other great thing about the Brave browser is it is enabling you to tip sites that you want to follow. All right.
Yep.
It will also enable you to opt into viewing advertising and allow you to get paid for viewing it. So rather than the old mantra with the Googles and the Facebooks of the world where they track all your data and know everything about you and then plaster you full of ads whether you want to see them or not, you actually get control with the Brave browser, and you can actually choose what you see and what you don't see. So it's still early days. In a lot of areas, the full ecosystem is not complete yet, but it's building. But the browser itself is still. I'd recommend. I'd just use the browser because it's brilliant. It's fast, and it works on most sites. In fact, I don't know if you can see up here. It's got this little lion head up the top here. It's got a little 17 on it. So it says Brave Shields, and it's blocked 17 trackers or whatever just on this side alone. And so you can click on this thing, and I can turn the shields on or off. You can actually click on this drop-down list here, and you can see all the different trackers that this site is currently using. All right. So there's the Googles of the world, even Facebook, right? I'm not connected to Facebook. I'm not looking at Facebook, but here I am on Cointelegraph, and yet somehow Facebook is tracking what I'm doing. It's like, why? I don't understand. So even YouTube, look at this. There's YouTube. Well, there's probably YouTube videos in here. Yeah, there's a YouTube video there. So this is the thing. You don't realize how much you're being tracked when you're online. And Brave is a good way to take control of that. So anyway.
All right.
We end up going down a bit of a different road there than we were expecting.
But Brave browser is actually good. Stacy got me onto it, and I'm using it more and more. I still use Chrome for a couple of things, mainly because I've got a couple of plugins in Chrome that weren't available in Brave. But apart from that, a Brave browser should be a browser of choice, because I can tell you I've got a pretty high-end Mac. Well, it was high-end when I bought it a couple of years ago. And the video card on it, as Stacy can attest to, occasionally goes, hey, this is really hard to do what I was designed to do. I think I'll send the screen black for a little while and then reboot the computer because I can. And it does that when I'm using Safari, which quite strangely is the native browser for Apple. So the video card doesn't like the browser for Apple. And it doesn't do that on either Chrome or on Brave.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It is
crazy.
It's just totally crazy.
More crazy stuff.
That's about it.
It's a crazy old world.
Yeah, two crazy guys in one crazy crypto world. So, thank you once more for joining us. And as always, please log in across over there at Patreon and become a silver and gold subscriber to get one of these magical bling blings. On bling blings until someone takes one.
You won't be called bling.
I've got so many of these things. If no one takes them, I'm going to have to wear them, and I'll be walking around. So, Have a great day. This has been episode 52. Crazy Guys in One Crazy Crypto World. And until tomorrow, stay safe, stay well, and remember, check out that cryptocurrency. It works.
Yeah, have a crazy old day, folks. See you later.
Cheers. Bye.